Hi guys, I'm in the AMG GTC, and first thing is reverse. Alright, this is a very tiny gear lever. Ooh, look at this car. Floor the throttle and the tail will start stepping up. We'll go straight, right?
Yes.
Let's go, boys. Oh, madness. That the front end is light, switches direction fast, but the rear, oh, this car is exciting. It's way more fun than the GTS.
It is. It feels different, right?
Yes. Oh. Now you have all the aggression dialed into the car, but what is not there compared to the GTS is the lag. Back in the GTS, right, even if I'm in Sport Plus mode, you do a full kick down, you need to wait at least 1 second, you know, before everything just dials up. But this guy is, it's a weird sensation. I feel so excited now, my adrenaline all pumping, but it's very, very comfortable in here. It absorbs everything and it's very nice. It's very, very nice. Oh, this is scary. Even with the wider stance behind, right, you can sort of feel the rear is a bit happy, but in a controlled manner, and it's nice, very nice. Oh. I cannot tell this is a GT car or what, but I would say this is definitely a very accomplished supercar. I will call it a supercar because, my god. Now the sensation is very, very different from other cars within this league, because you have a front that when you full throttle, the front wakes you up in a way whereby it reminds you, hey, be mindful, I'm gonna bite you, okay? And if you have any steering angle, the rear will also remind you, I'm gonna bite you again. So this car is exciting. It is very, very exciting. I'm surprised I'm saying this because when I drove the GTS, I'm like, oh, okay, it's nice, you know, but oh, this guy. Hi Shell, I'm filled up with Petronas. Burning fuel in this car is well worth it. Damn. Okay, at this juncture, I made up my mind. I do not want an electric car. No! And if the world is left with the last drop of fuel, let it burn in something like this. Let it burn in something like this, because oh, that would be the grand finale for the last drop of petrol. Damn! Oh, what can I say?
You're seduced.
Yes.
You're having an affair with this car while you're 6 years at home.
Fuck that. Damn. Oh, this is what. This is the magic of internal combustion engine. Every one of them should be made this way, man. Even when you're stuck behind a trailer like that, right? You can just pull a little bit of distance, floor it a bit, let go. Oh. You guys can't see that on video, but just now when I lift off, you know, my eyes were pointing upwards. The kind of facial expression when someone comes. I'm coming! Every one of you who bought a Lamborghini or Ferrari and then you can't afford the duties and put your car in Langkawi and all that, come on guys, just sell that thing and buy something like that and enjoy it every day. Oh, damn man.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't feel turbocharged, right? How Mercedes does it? Oh, it doesn't feel turbocharged. It feels organic. Oh, the sound, the power. This, right? If you are being aggressively overtaken by a car like this, you will smile. You will not hate that person. You will not rage. You will smile and say, "Thank you, sir. Thank you." Oh, this is something, man. This car is mad, 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 mad. Should we?
We could. TV is on.
You need to switch it off. Right? Oh!
Yeah. Something else.
Something else, man. Oh. What can I say? What can I say, man? Mercedes-Benz. Oh, yes, the keys suck. Look at that. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. This bugger is just... Damn! Oh, I'm just amazed with this engine, with everything this is, and this is the AMG GTC. You shouldn't buy anything else. I don't think anyone. This is 1.4,
yeah.
1.4 mil.
Yeah.
Damn, man, this is. Woo! Yeah, enough. Not too much for you guys. Okay, guys, this is the big brother of the launch today. 1.46 million. Now, is it expensive? It's not expensive. It's 577 horsepower, 680 Newton meters of torque. Very, very fast car. 3.3 seconds to 100, or was it 3.7? Doesn't matter. Okay, it's fast. Faster than a lot of stuff's going on out there. Okay. And 1.4 million is with tax. So you don't have to Langkawi your prized possession. Okay. I love the back of this car. The rear of this car is absolutely beautiful. Not so much the front. I don't like the front, but I love the rear. Okay, now GTC. This is a bit of a confusion because we would have thought it's a cabriolet, but it's not. You know they have the GTR, which is very, very aggressive, but they retain the output and the performance of the GTR, and they make it more civilized. So you can see the C. You can see it as being more civilized. Okay, so it is a position above the GTS. Okay, and of course, I actually never agreed with all these alphabets because in the 1940s and 50s, you see this badge, you get out of their way. Okay, but in the 80s and 90s, you have to look at this badge to move out of the fast lane. Okay, and then now they launched the GT, which is supposed to be a supercar, but then they came out with the S and then the R and then the C. I think it should have been just maximize output all the way and just call it the AMG GT. That would have be more fitting to what this car is. Okay, it's the supercar that Mercedes makes. Of course, they have a hypercar, right? They have the GT1 coming. They have anything else in between? No, they are in the midst of making the new SL also. Now let's have a look. Let's talk about the profile first. Now this is a car that we're all familiar with already. Very, very long hood. The hood is almost as long as the passenger cell itself. Okay, so it's a front mid-engine. Okay, this car is considered a mid-engine, but the engine doesn't sit behind the driver, but it's in front of the driver, but it's so far behind the front axle, okay, that is considered a mid-engine. It doesn't even sit on top of the axle. Everything is behind the axle, okay? And driving this car is a bit different in terms of the dynamics. I've driven this car. You look at the steering wheel and how far you control the wheels over there. So from every turning to how the car reacts is different from the usual cars that we drive. It's more American muscle car proportions than European. You look at it, I mean, if you were to compare this to, let's say, a Porsche 911. The Porsche 911, right, the hood will be until here, and then here you have the passenger cell already, okay, very cap forward in the 911, okay. So this car actually, yes, it competes in the 911 segment, but what it brings with it is a different driving dimension from the 911. So if you have a 911, this thing doesn't replace your 911. It gives you a completely different driving behavior or dynamics than a 911. And of course the interior is again usual Mercedes fare. A lot of customized switch gears for their cars, and I applaud them for willing to spend the money to build customized stuffs. You know, it's very different and it's very nice. Okay, slot this back, you have the cup holders, you have these 4 aircon vents, very aggressive looking, very organic looking kind of car. And of course you have the Afalterbach logo over here, and some storage which is pretty good. USB ports, SD cards, you have a crossbar over here. It's not finished in carbon or anything, it's metal. You can hear that. Okay, nice huge glass roof. It's a panel roof. I don't think it opens. I'm not sure if it opens. I don't think it opens at all. Yep, it's a glass roof. It's a panoramic roof, and then you have some rear storage at the back there. And then it's a sports car. It is a supercar. You know, 577 horsepower. No jokes. Oh, this is not very good looking, huh? This Burmester cover is not the best looking Burmester cover, and this is very familiar. This is some really old switch gears. Okay, have a look. I'm not even sure how to open the boot. I don't think there is any mechanism to open the boot from outside. The only way is perhaps from inside. And let me guess, where could it be? That's for the spoiler. Help. How do I open the boot? Any experts here that can help me with this? No, that's definitely the spoiler. This is hilarious. How do I open the boot? No, there are no buttons in here. I need help. How to open the boot? We need Zachary for that. Or is it just with the remote? Yeah. Is there a way to open it? I'm sure there is a way. It's just that I'm too stupid to. Do you need the key for that? I looked around. That's the spoiler, right? Oh! I couldn't see the badging. Sorry, and thank you. Yep, guys, I managed to open the boot. Not me, Zachary from Auto World. And of course,
having a blonde moment.
Malaysian Motoring.blogspot. Thanks, guys. Oh, rather big. What? A tonneau cover in a supercar? That's rare. A tonneau cover in a supercar. So this actually covers visibility from here, and then you have this part covering the rest. Pretty nifty, I would say. And the boot is rather huge, rather big, for quite a number of stuff that you can put in. Okay, of course you have to be mindful of the sloping rear roof. So this is a very unique supercar. If you look at the Audi R8, okay, or the Huracan or the 911, you know. Yeah, those are supercars, and but this guy has a very heavy dosage of Grand Tourer in it. That's why it's called the AMG GT. Okay, and it cruises really well. And when you go with those really winding roads, it drives very, very differently from any other supercar that I've driven because of the length between the steering wheel to the front wheels. It's just unique, something that gives you a learning curve, something that makes you feel that you want to slowly practice and master how to squeeze out the performance of this car. Okay, so this is the AMG GTC and it's launched today. Alright, cheers. And that concludes my... Oh, it's very tiring. How many videos I've made today. Alright guys, cheers.